Another creator has stolen their backers' money and disappeared. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the nuances of crowdfunding and the 3 types of crowdfunding campaigns you will experience. Now, because of this kerfuffle, Indie Comics Twitter had the debate about the pros and cons of crowdfunding, and all nuance was just completely lost in this conversation. I mean, it's Twitter. What can you expect? I hope to be the one to educate creators and backers on why you should continue to use crowdfunding campaigns, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and Fund My Comic, while also understanding the risks that you are taking. And by the way, it is a risk. It's 100% a risk anytime you back one of these projects. He even says it in the terms of service of Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and Fund My Comic. There's potential that you don't get your book. Now, it's crazy because, like, in any other real world scenario where you're like investing into like a business, because these are businesses, a creator like just like running off with money, like that's it would be seen as illegal. Really what it comes down to is when creators do these things, it hurts them. Like, there's, besides a few, there's basically no coming back from this. You're done. You're out, gonzo. And then 2, it hurts the people that have trusted you, and it hurts the community. And what happens is we start getting less and less people backing these projects. So in this video, I want to talk about the creator that did this, and then I want to talk about the 3 types of crowdfunding campaigns that you will experience, why they exist, and despite you not liking maybe 2 or 3 of them, it's just the reality of crowdfunding. All right. So this was the comic that did the oopsie doopsie. It's called Death Raider. I remember seeing this comic and being kind of interested in it. It used a ton of DAZ 3D and 3D renderings, and then like photo bashing, and then the creator would like ink over it really detailed. To me, I thought that was cool. They did a good job despite the fact that I totally could tell everything was 3D. They raised $32,000, 720 backers. Like that's fantastic. And they did it over a course of several years. Initially they did their 15,000, and then they raised another 15,000 throughout the years. However, Rob Hunter, he couldn't do it. Evidently, he couldn't do it. He couldn't make a 72 page book and deliver it, which is nuts. A 72 page book in 2-3 years. If you can't do that, what are you doing? Well, I'll tell you what he was doing. Okay, this is the update that went viral. Saving the Death Raider comic. Death Raider campaign was such a financial disaster. I pissed away my savings, and 3 years of my life I could have been doing anything else. Crowdfunding is nearly dead. This is the part that I don't like. He just blames everyone else but himself. Crowdfunding is nearly dead. My peers' campaigns totals drop with every new release. I have left comic books for good and now have a very low-paying job in manufacturing, which is still higher than was my livelihood crowdfunding, which was below the poverty line. Why should you care? The point of crowdfunding, in theory, is it covers my bills while I work and promote the project. Wrong. That's not true. This never happened. It was my savings and freelance work that carried Death Raider through the campaign. Yet I still want to deliver to the few fans that supported this amazing project. Okay, first off, the point of crowdfunding is not to cover your bills. It never is. The point of crowdfunding is to say, hey, I have a project. Will you guys help me make it happen? And then it's your job to get that project to people's hands if they fund you. And then afterwards, whatever's left, you can keep the money. But to the idea of it's supposed to cover my bills is retarded. It's absolutely retarded. And no offense to Rob Hunter, but saying I've left comic books for good, now I have a low-paying job in manufacturing. Like, no offense, but they were never good. They were never going far with that. Really, this is what you thought. And it's true. They've left comic books. They've deleted their YouTube, their Twitter. They've disappeared and gone. That money is completely pissed away. It's over. Now, a lot of people are discussing, well, can I get like the PDF and whatnot? That's up to them. I don't really care. Now, everyone started talking about the comics, and this is one of the tweets that I saw, which is from Joshua Adams. He says, here's an idea. Finish your book before you crowdfund. Now, I totally get this sentiment. I know that Josh and his buddy Godfo, when they create books, their books are finished before they crowdfund. This is a model that a lot of people do. You see it with Eric July, Iconic Comics. But this tweet lacks a lot of nuance, and I know this is what he wasn't trying to say. But this is when everyone is trying to discuss, oh my gosh, like, yes, I should, no, I shouldn't, and all nuance was lost in the conversation. So let's talk about the 3 types of crowdfunding that you can expect in indie comics. The first one is the pre-order system. This is typically seen by like Iconic Comics, Common America. What this is the book is 100% completed. You are essentially just paying for shipping and getting the product. So what they're doing is they're saying, hey, the book is finished. To know how many copies we need to print, this is pre-order it. So now they can get an estimate of how many books that they need to ship. Now, this is a fantastic. If you can do this, awesome. A lot of people cannot do this. This works great. You know, Mark and Tim, they're best friends. They're able to like work on a pro bono type thing, and they're like, let's just make this happen. A lot of people don't have that. This is great if you're like a solo creator as well, where you're a writer artist. You can make the book and say, hey, it's finished. I just need money for the shipping and the printing of this. Very common, very awesome. I've done this several times with my books. If I'm doing like The Girl with the Mega Fist, I'm going to be doing this where I have the book 100% completed, and then I'm going to do the crowdfunding. I didn't do that for volume 4. That was my mistake, but we're going to be doing that in future ones. The second type of crowdfunding is where you're paying for the production. And this is what I'm currently doing with a lot of the books that I work on, where I hire an artist. An example here is Super Plumber Sisters, number 1, 2, 3, and 4, the series finale, which is currently on pre-launch. Link in the description. It's going to be launching in probably a month. But this is where the book is partially made. The money is to cover the production and shipping. And typically what's going to happen is there's going to be a longer period of waiting time because the book is being made. So for example, I already paid for this book, and the line art of this is completely finished. But now I still need money to gray tone it, letter it, get all that stuff done. Typically what you're going to see is a lot of comic books in the indie scene are going to fall between this and the next type of crowdfund, where you are paying for the production. The book is going to get made. Maybe this is typically where you're going to find these type of campaigns is on sequels, 2, 3s, and 4s, graphic novels, because they're just needing the production. They're planning on making this book. Now, this is where a lot of creators fall in, and this is where all the oopsies happen. A lot of the oopsies happen, and this is the proof of concept. The creator has an idea and just has enough money to showcase the proof of concept, and will only make this project if the campaign hits its funding. Okay, so and a great example is Death Raider. But another great example that I'll use is myself, My Sexy Witch Academia. When I came out with My Sexy Witch Academia, I only had enough to pay for like the 6 or 7 covers that I had, and then I was able to pay for like 3 or 4 panels of art, not even pages, just panels. And then what I did was I throw it on crowdfunding. I say, this is my goal. And if we hit that goal, it lets me know that we can make this book. Proof of concept. And this is where all the problems come. Because with this proof of concept, you need to have the right funding number. Okay? A lot of creators, they'll put very low funding numbers. Oh, I only need $1,000. And then they get the $1,000 and they realize, oh crap, that $1,000 isn't covering shipping, production, or the supplies. And then they realize, crap, I actually needed $2,000 or $3,000, and now they're in the hole. They're paying out of pocket, or they just don't deliver. Another one is you look at Death Raider, where they said it's gonna take I need this much money. They raise $30,000, and they think, oh, okay, this is gonna be enough for me to live off of my art. But then they squander it, and then they have no more money for the printing and shipping and fulfilling of the book. And the problem with all of this is what it comes down to with this section of the proof of concept is that it's a lot of these first time creators who come in and they totally mismanage the money. Hearing that Rob is going back to like a low paying job just goes to show me that he's bad with his money. He was never going to do well with lots of money. And this is what happens when you give someone like him a lot of money, is he just squanders it. He thinks that $30,000 is enough for him to live off of his art for 3 years. Like, that's only like $10,000 a year. That's nothing. Like, to me, I can spend $30,000 in like 5 months, five or 6 months with my family. Okay. So, I mean, we're very blessed. I work very hard, but what I'm saying is, like, this is where the oopsies happen with a lot of these creators. You see it with Conquest. You saw it with Critias, Sovereign, Handyman, where the creators put out their proof of concept. They say, I need this much money, and then they struggle to actually make it, and then they squander the money, and it's all gone. So ultimately what it comes down to is this. You as a backer need to understand that whenever you are using crowdfunding, it is a risk. Like, no matter what, it is a risk. But there's nothing wrong with that proof of concept style of campaigning. It's great. It lets you know, hey, people actually want this book. It would suck to make the book 100% and then you put it out into the world and people are like, nah, I don't really want this. It's crap. Now you've wasted your time and you've wasted everyone else's time, but mostly you've just wasted your time and possibly your money. Whereas if you were able to just pay for a couple covers and then pay for some art and go, hey, what do you guys think of this? If people like it and back it, it lets you know, okay, I can continue making this book. I will keep going. And if not, you don't have to. With My Sexy Witch Academia, I was like, are people going to like this? So you put it out, proof of concept, boom, people like it. Now you make the book. I did the same thing with Super Plumber Sisters. I only had enough money to pay for 3 pages and a couple covers, put it out, boom, it does well. Okay, we're going to keep making the book. Same thing with Bullet Assassin, boom, same thing. Only a couple pages, people like it, we make the book. Honestly, that's the beauty of crowdfunding, and that's why it was made. So that you as a creator can put out a proof of concept, and then if people want the book, they showcase it by putting their dollars forward, and then at that point, it's your responsibility to make that book and get it in their hands. And unfortunately, there are several bad actors who ruin it for a lot of creators, like me. But I'm not saying that like what that guy did is gonna hurt me. I've got to press forward, and if my next book doesn't fulfill, I can't be like, oh, it's because freaking Rob Hunter, didn't fulfill his book, so now no one's backing my book. No. You still got to do your own marketing, but it just does suck. It leaves a bad taste in people's mouths, especially when it's a creator who has raised significant amount of funds and still can't deliver. $30,000 on a 72-page book is a slam dunk. He could have easily, had he managed the money properly, easily been left 8 to 10 grand after printing and shipping. But he mismanaged the funds. And this is something that creators need to understand. Creators, it's not just about writing and making art. You need to get business acumen. You need to learn marketing. You need to learn project management. You need to learn how to budget and get this shit going. All right. Guys, I haven't made a video in freaking forever. My goal is to do a daily video Monday to Friday. We'll see how we do. And a live stream, because I want to get back to making content. So we'll see how we do. What do you guys think about this? I'm not even doing this for the views. I'm just trying to get better at talking in front of the camera so this can help other aspects of my life. But yeah, I'm going to be trying to do like comic book reviews, the Twitter dramas, and just some other, updates on what I'm doing. So thank you guys for watching. Peace. Now I gotta find, I'm not going to edit this. So now I've got to find the stop recording button. I went on for 14 minutes. Holy shit. Bye.